Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Queen's Wish. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that it chose to join me today in this beautiful swamp. It's basically a swamp. We're currently in the Mire Fangs, and now we're in the Mire Fangs proper. Because that's, we crossed that thing. We crossed that thing, and we have treasure. This ooh, Scroll of Life, that is not too shabby, and I can use my number keys to do that, what I just did, instead of going up with my mouse over there. I don't know why I haven't done that before, but I'm getting that because I want to sort through things a little bit better. And we have some Crude Daggers. I will take them because they are worth money. I don't think they're... Yeah, it's early game or low-level gear, so I think we're gonna be good with that. Oh, we've got iron bars. This is so important. I was told in the comments that I was correct in thinking that that basically this area is the area that has iron. So basically all my struggles of not having iron have been for naught, because all I should have done, and in fact the proper way of playing this game, is go to the Ukat first, because iron is the limiting factor. Although I'm sure you're also... And I'm not sure of anything, really. Because we never really felt wood or stone being limiting factors. So there's no reason to believe that you would miss one of those two by going to the Ukat first. It's just... it's my fault, really. At the end of the day, that is what it is. So we got a smithy down there. We have an apothecary. What are we thinking of? With the weaving room. Right. Do we have a weaving room remaining? I don't know. Now, we don't need to make a decision right now, but we do need to most likely we'll need to get a smithy, or to go back anyway. But let's see. F3? Is that correct? F5 a couple of times? Yeah, I think that is correct. I don't think we can, or we have need of exploring down there, so... The Gelum Ruins. Well, we should go there first, because I need the teleporter. I don't want to... Well, actually, I don't need the teleporter. We can teleport to there and just travel. So what I want to do is I want to travel back over here, because I want to see if I have an extra smithy. Now, we do have an extra smithy and an extra apothecary. That's good news. But, aren't we not missing an apothecary somewhere? So there's two down there. There's a single one over here. We definitely have that. We have a smithy up there. So how do I tell? It's the gauntlet icon. There's that one. Oh, there's that one over there. Okay, so we have smithies and apothecaries everywhere. That's pretty good. Let's see. So we're gonna need two of them over here. And because we're losing iron, I definitely want to buy a smithy right away. Because we're definitely not going to have enough money. There we go. I bought both of them. Now, the reason why I did that is... Yes, indeed. Ooh, they opened this up. It wasn't opened when I went around. Good job. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because we will be we might get iron soon, but we're definitely going to be losing it every 2 days. So it's important to at least have that in our back pocket. And let's see what these people say. Ukatish traders and iron workers are already rebuilding this crumbling, muddy trading village. Full relations between your people and theirs haven't been restored, and they are here risking all for the chance to make money. It is a universal law. It's like the laws of physics. Whatever the relations between Haven and its vassals, many there will do anything they can to make money out of it. That is a sentence as well. Universal sentence, even. Who did I talk to? I think it was those ones. You come toe-to-toe with a patrol of Ukatish warriors. They've been out on the road for a while, as indicated by their thick protective layer of mud and rich mildew smell. Their wicked barbed spears are, however, carefully maintained. They stand blocking the road. They don't step to the side, they just watch you coldly, sizing you up. You are the first Havenites in their lands in decades. Greetings. They watch you silently, not betraying the slightest sign of welcome or friendliness. Greetings, Ukatish warriors. I'm honored to meet you, maybe? The Ukatish parse your words, looking for any way they can find them insulting. Failing at that, they nod and step to the side. They watch you quietly fascinated as you pass. Stories of your arrival and manner will soon spread, which is another way of saying they will remember this, which is kind of funny, honestly. So we want to make our way immediately to the fort, and so we're just going to follow the road for the moment, and try to get to our troops, basically. Most roads in the Ukat are deeply rutted mud. These roads are gravel. Some of the few proper roads in this land. They need to be, for the sake of the ore caravans. The caravans carry iron south to the Nakala docks and bring back stone, medicine, and other luxuries that make life in the swamp tolerable. Tolerable to me, I assume. These people probably just find this like a normal place, and it's totally fine for them. You pass a line of wagons carrying ore and iron bars from the mines to the north. This is the sole export of the Ukatish and the sole source of their wealth and security. They watch you as they pass, fascinated. They are young, and none of them have ever seen a Havenite. Sorry about that pause. They are young and they haven't seen a Havenite? How long ago has Haven left? Like, all the game sort of... I probably should pay attention to that particular date, but all of the game sort of makes it seem as if Haven left, like, a few years ago. Everybody so remembers it so well that it's like, oh, you've been here and then you left because you betrayed us or whatever. You know, you abandoned us. Well, actually, the abandoning thing is specifically the people who were Havenites. But that's that. We're going to continue moving west. Oh, it said over there where we're going. To Nakala. We're not going to go to Nakala right away. We're going to visit this village. The soil of Ukatish lands is not good for farming. It's too damp, and the minerals are wrong. They have the wrong notions about reality. That doesn't stop these hardy farmers from growing what they can. They are polite but distant. They are careful to betray... What do you mean, but distant? That's what polite means. They're not too informal. They are... Which means that it should be... They are polite and distant. They are careful to betray no information or opinions about your mission here. No opinions will be betrayed. And also, the minerals are wrong. Okay, so this is probably not the most direct route towards... or to get to our fort. I think this is the most direct route to get to our fort. There are several large farmhouses ringing Fort Muck, waiting for settlers to come and rebuild them. When Haven fled, the houses were carefully sealed. They survived the decades of your absence surprisingly well. Well, I guess we have our answer then. Decades of absence. You are close to the ruins of Fort Muck, one of the Haven's 7 outposts on Sacramentum. It was abandoned decades ago when the calamity forced your mother to withdraw most of Haven's soldiers. The logs of the fort have been rotting ever since. It will take a lot of work to repair it. Yet Haven seems up to the task. East of the fort, you see a huge camp. General Ajax has been sneaking workers and supplies into Ukatish lands. A lot of them. Enough that some of the Ukatish must have known that he was doing it. Interesting. They are camped to the east of the fort ruin now, waiting for your orders. I think this interesting here means... It's not interesting that... it's... I don't believe it is interesting that... like... The word... it's not even a word, it's just a sentence. It's got a period, and it doesn't have a normal sentence structure, but it's meant to be... It's meant to say something to the player. And I think here, it's not implying that General Ajax was maybe didn't care about whether the Ukatish knew that he was doing whatever he was doing. Maybe, I don't think it is implying that the General didn't care. I also don't think it's implying that General did it on purpose for the Ukatish to know that he was sneaking it. What I think it is implying is that it's interesting that the Ukatish knew about it, but didn't do anything about it. But the game doesn't point it out, so it's like, if you don't try to read into the text, it is interesting that to the point where the general must have done it on purpose to be detected. But I think that I'm not sure that is what it is. I don't, because that what kind of story is that? Are we all of a sudden suspecting General Ajax of being a betrayer or something? Anyway, they are camped to the east of the fort ruins now, waiting for your orders. You approach this. This is the third dialogue that shows up when we approach. You approach this camp. There are a bunch of Haven soldiers huddled together, shivering and dripping with rain. They're not enjoying the climate. One rises, approaches you, and kneels. She says, "Chief Clive reporting. General Ajax took the initiative and sent us ahead. We're ready to reclaim Fort Muck. We just need the order." Yes, I know. How did you get here? It wasn't difficult. Many of the Ukatish in this region miss Haven. It's up north that they don't care for us as much. Oh, right. Where they don't care as much for us. And what will the Ukatish think of us rebuilding this fort? She shrugs and grins. It doesn't matter. It's our land by treaty. Sure. Get to work. Clive turns and says, "Get to work, boys." The bedraggled soldiers and craftsfolk give a hearty cheer, and then they pour into the ruins of Fort Muck. And now we have somebody from here, which means that I believe Elpeth is gone. Potentially. It's kind of tricky. We'll see. We'll see. How do I do this? So if I go into Edit Party, and I create a character, and I do it as an Ukatish, and it can be you, and your name is going to be Silver. 2 R's for good measure. Extra details. Ooh. Sure, get some extra details. No, I didn't mean to change. I just wanted to run with the randomness. So that's that, with a background and all. I can delete the character, which is implied that I kill them. No. How do I see you? Oh, wait. No, not wait. Remove from party. Add to party. That's how I see you. Okay, let's save the game just in case. And I can remove Anna and add Silver. And now I can see your things. What do you have? Steel darts. Well, basically, it's going to replace you. Right? Yes. So, let's hope that you're a good healer at this or something. Fires darts in a cone-shaped area, doing physical damage and causing bleeding. Fires a lance at a single foe, doing damage and causing heavy bleeding. And Vicious Strikes gives all allies a 10% chance to cause bleeding within their attacks. It's a passive ability. So, it's not too shabby. It is a flat-out increase over... Do you come with equipment? No, not really. It is a flat-out increase over Elpeth here. Or... I never remember the names. Elpeth? Terrence. That's the one. Elpeth is the other one. Good. And you have all of your equipment, which is actually pretty important because we need to look into that. You enter the freshly built Fort Muck. Freshly rebuilt, more like. Workers and soldiers are everywhere. There's a lot of work to be done. Rotten logs need to be replaced. Mud needs to be shoveled out of buildings. It's a mess. As you enter, the guards and workers turn and kneel, and then they get back to work. They are hugely enthusiastic about their work, restoring to Haven all it lost. With capitalized restoring over there. They're being in an isolated fort deep in Ukatish lands doesn't concern them. That's nice of them. It concerns them. It just doesn't worry them. Although concern and worry can be synonym. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit of a tricky sentence. Okay, not sentence, but let's make these things and put our smithy down right there. And over here, I mean, I suppose we have other places to put these at, but we're good with that. Let's put the apothecary. Why is the smithy... Oh, because it's the one that's selected. So... I can change that. Can you make another potion? Yeah. So we have more things, but no more... Did I get another potion? Yeah, I think I got another potion. Good. Actually, not just good. I will be able to make it into, for example, a battle potion, restoration potion, cures 14 turns of negative effects. It's not too shabby, but we'll need these. So I'll just make that a battle potion because, of course, I will. And let's also... That's a summoning thing. That is an upgrade stone, not meant for here. That's a sellable thing. I'll just keep that around. That is also a sellable thing, most likely. That is glitterstone. That's sellable. Let's put it over here, because that scroll of life might be useful. And that's good enough. Let's look at our smithy. See if we can do anything about it. I can just buy things. It's still tier 1? Oh, right, because you get the higher tier. You definitely get the higher tiers. Look at that. We still only have access to tier 1. Can you believe it? This weapon is... Yeah, so... I can only put another smithy, and will I get access to all of these, or is it down to my level? Or maybe I have access to tier 2. Yeah, I do. Not really. Because look at that. The folded steel dagger over there. Why is it red? I'm not sure. I have tier 2 armor, though, so that's nice. Does anybody need tier 2 armor? I don't think so. Oh, Arcane Gear. Yeah, that's the weaving thing, which we might be able to do something about. Let's look into that. No, not that. Into this. Apothecary, I can still buy it, and we have a bunch of these things, but not actually the weaving room, because we'll need another one. The weaving room definitely is something that I want as well. We'll see about it. Let's just look around. Our brave new town. It's not new. It's rebuilt, but it's brave. Except, sure, it depends on your definition of bravery, I suppose. Maybe a little bit. What do we have? Bukatish townsperson. Greetings, Prince. Yes. I wonder, can we play as a princess? I don't remember if I chose my gender at the beginning of the game. And then people would say, greetings, princess. Huh. Maybe. And we have Chief Clive over here. You meet the chief of Fort Muck, snuck in here by General Ajax. She has already settled into her office. She's an old woman, far more frail than you would expect in a perilous region like this one. Yet, when she rises and kneels, she is spry. She is truly thrilled to be here. Welcome, Prince. I am Chief Clive of Fort Muck. I'm honored to be here and ready to give you my report. All right, give me your report. We have retaken Fort Muck. The Ukatish have no objections, none at all. Our supplies and workers traveled on their roads without objection from the locals. You should know, Prince, I served as chief here before, long before you were born. You have served here before, then? I was the chief here when the calamity happened. I followed the Queen's orders to leave. I was the last out the gate. Oh, the tales I could tell. When I learned... And you will tell, most likely. When I learned Haven was returning, I insisted that I resume my old post. I'm very sorry to ask this, but aren't you too old? She is not insulted, apparently. In fact, she laughs. Even though laughing might still be a defense mechanism, and she might be insulted nonetheless. Yes, she says, of course I am. I'll probably die in this mud. I don't care. I was given a job by Haven, and I will serve. You asked to be given a job. That's... In my question, in regards to you being old, probably has to do with the fact that you did ask to be sent here. Why did you want to come back? I am a Havenite. When we leave a place, it is as victors. We were forced out. Since then, I have wanted to return to cure some of our shame. What sort of tales could you tell? Oh, Prince, you are far too busy for my rambling stories. I I am all about the rambling. I was here during the calamity. I saw the slow decay, the panics, the ambushes of our soldiers, and then the retreat. I'm pretty sure panics is not correct. But anyway, tell me about the calamity then. She sighs. The crops were rotting, our luck was sour, the Ukatish were rising against us, timid at first, but then more confident. We had no idea why. It just happened. One day all was well, the next day... She shakes her head. How did it end? Your mother gave the word. The problem was too big, too mysterious. She was a young queen. Too many wars, too many calls for her resources. We couldn't defend Sacramentum. We left a skeleton force to defend what we could. We left, I left. And now we are back. I won't dwell on those memories. I serve the queen. I serve you. We won't be thrown out again. Are you fully staffed? Ah, close. We have workers, guards. I only lack my sage. His name is Jeremiah Bushwick. He was traveling with us, but we lost him somewhere along the way. Not far from here. Odd fellow, easily distracted. If you run into him, please send him my way. Where do you think he is? Our scouts didn't see anything when they scouted the area. He's probably near here, but out of immediate sight. Or maybe he's in a snake's stomach. I hope not. I need a sage, even a distracted one. She said he was easily distracted, but it's a distractible one, maybe? Anyway, I have another question. Chief Clive sits at her desk, stuffing papers. Stuffing? No, shuffling papers, writing letters, and giving orders. The muddy, worn-down state of the fort is a personal offense to her, one she plans to correct with ruthless efficiency. Do you have any, and by that, the narrator probably doesn't mean that she will clean it herself, which is not efficiency. Do you, because, you know, she's not actually doing anything, she's just telling other people to do it. Do you have any advice for me? Oh, Prince, it's not my place to give advice to royalty. I am too old to play politics. I just want to run my fort. I was going to misread that as ruin, but anyway, I'm spending my days ordering your soldiers and my knights taking or talking to the Ukatish. Who can give me advice then? Prince Sutter already sent someone with that specific job. General Ajax, back to the Mirefangs, waiting for orders for what to do with your soldiers. Of course, he can only guide you. There are meetings only you can have, and decisions only you can make. Meetings. How are your relations with the Ukatish? Awkward. The Eek clan is being very helpful. They think our return will make them rich. They're probably right. The Ukatish to the north have more to lose from our return. I suspect you will have to show them some strength to enter their lands. That's not advice, just an observation. It's a statement of fact, in fact. You're saying that you suspect, for sure. How can I make this fort stronger? Chief Clive gives you a predatory grin. Because she's gonna eat me alive. Ah, Prince, it is now my sworn duty to make requests. For the good of the fort and haven, after all. It is now? Sure. Not far from here is Foundry Clive. An excellent place for the Ukatish to process iron ore for us. However, our scouts say there are pests in it. If you can reclaim it, we can make more iron for you. Foundry Clive, that's your name? She laughs. I met your mother, you know. When she visited not long after I took this post, I took her to where we were building this new foundry. My own project. I was passionate about it. The Queen noticed it, and she jokingly called it Foundry Clive. When she left, my workers would call it nothing else. The name stuck. I didn't want it to, but it did. It's interesting that she refers to her queen as your mother, which is disrespectful both to the Queen and to me. Unless it isn't, in which case we're dealing with just different norms of respect in here for the Havenites. Although I'm pretty sure we're not dealing with different norms. What sort of pests are there? They said they saw giant slithering pools of swamp muck outside of their usual expertise. If they were gone, we could retake the place easily. Oh yeah, muck. I know how to deal with it very well. Why don't your soldiers take care of it? Well, remember, West Battalion only has 300 soldiers, and they're spread thinner every day. The general won't spare soldiers to enter tunnels and fight mysterious magic. They're just soldiers, after all. They don't have your equipment or training. I really like that the game does that. The game keeps insisting that the fact that, you know, we're, even at level 1, we're better than all of these people in terms of equipment, in terms of what we have access to, and all this sort of stuff. So it's pretty cool. She says she doesn't have a sage, which is interesting, because it's the only fort I know of that does not have a sage. But we need to explore it a little bit more next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Queen's Wish. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.